All right, and we're live. All right, good to see you guys. I think I'll just leave that light off. I have the video playing behind me, just on mute, so you can see the visualizations. It's not exactly a music video, I would say. I mean, it is technically, but it's more of like a visualization video, and that is the one I just dropped called "In 200 Years." Based on a long short story. I mean, that sounds contradictory. It's basically a novella. It's like a very short novel. And I wrote it over the past couple months. And when I write stories, I like to make music to them, inspired by them. Or sometimes I write the music first, and then I write the story that's inspired by it. So anyway, I just wanted to hop on here, see if you guys had any questions, and just talk about In 200 Years. So I'm just going to wait a little bit to see if anyone hops on. How's your Thursday night? Hope it's going well. Or whenever you're watching this. And had a lot of fun making In 200 Years. It's like basically all my tracks, they're quite a bit different from one another. And In 200 Years is no exception. It starts off with like these huge string arpeggios, and they're like 30-second notes, super fast string arpeggios, and then the beat comes in, which on a key change, I just kind of fumbled my way through the chord progression. I usually hop on my keyboard back there, but covered up by a quilt, and just figure out a chord progression. But this time, in 200 for the track In 200 Years, I decided to just hop on my computer and play around with the MIDI sequencer and just make my chord progression there, and it turned into something I think that's really cool, and I hope you do too. And if you want to see the music video, I put it in the description below, so you can check it out there. Right now or after this video. This live video won't be very long, probably just about 10 minutes or less now, but I'll talk a little bit more about the track. Welcome to whoever's watching. I appreciate you hopping on here and watching. So In 200 Years, yeah, starts off with a bang of strings, and they're sampled strings from a great company called Spitfire Audio, and I use their strings from their plugins, and then I think I used BT Kick, the artist BT Brian Trentso, very innovative EDM producer, and so I used a kick, only I cut off the oomph part of the kick for the very start of the piece, and then I used some samples from Splice.com, like this really cool, like drawn out reverse guitar, electric guitar, and it transitions with this cool, just kind of simple drum fill right into the meat of the piece with the 4-4 kick. And from there, it's quite repetitive actually, and so it's very trance-like. It could, if you weren't doing anything at the time, it could put you in trance maybe. And especially with these visualizers that I put on the video, can put you in a trance. and it's kind of dark, but it has a light element to it, which represents the dark and light element of the story I wrote, which inspired this piece. And it just kind of goes into a very cool groove with a bass and delay and 4/4 kick, snare hit, hi-hats, and then there's interlude. Happens probably around the 3-minute mark, which I just leave some of the percussion going, and it's just strings. And then these strings turn into like a really funky acid type groove, uh, where the strings are more prominent there, but with like this really cool acid synthesizer. Acid is a type of genre defined by this type of synthesizer that I used. Um, I didn't have the synthesizer very prominent. I cut off the high part of this, so it's more in the background, in the lower tones with the beat. But that's the interlude, and then it goes straight back into that 4/4 kick, and in the meat of the piece. But I cut out the strings at the beginning of the second drop, where it goes back into the kick, and yeah, there's so much. This is a 9-minute piece. It's so long. Just basically because it's really trance-like and really repetitive. I just want to kind of immerse you into the sound and the world that I created through this story and through the music. And yeah, thank you so much. Check it out. It's in the description. And I'll probably wrap up this video in about a couple minutes. But if you want to hop on here, if you have a YouTube account, go ahead and ask some questions. Even if you're watching this a month from when this went live, just drop a question in the comment section. I'll answer it. I get notified of those. And if you want to, definitely give this video a like. Appreciate that a lot. And so the piece ends with instrumental strings and synthesizer. And like I said again, I came up with this string chord progression just absolutely not on my keyboard, but on the computer itself, just messing around. Well, I might have done just a little bit, but just a little bit on my keyboard. But for the most part, I made it up right there, sitting in front of my computer that I'm sitting in front of right now, and just messing around. And it happened to have a key change. It worked so well. I was just trying to hear voices of music in my head, and it turned out really well. And I hope you enjoy it. And I think it's been about 10 minutes, probably. Well, about 8 minutes. I want to make this about 10 minutes long, so I'm gonna wait for anyone else who might hop on here. It could be longer. Anyone has questions, please feel free to put them in the chat. Yeah, these are mesmerizing visuals, aren't they? I got them. They're royalty free, and there's tons of them. I got them from a site called pixabay.com, and they are a lifesaver for musicians who are financially not rich. So, but they're really cool visuals. I really I'm really grateful to whoever created all these. I know there's several different people who make these like futuristic electronic visuals, and yeah, it's just right behind me. So yeah, this is actually the music video of In 200 Years, and I notice I say "and" a lot. Just trying to keep the conversation going. But these visuals, I mean, I get mesmerized looking at it. It's just so cool. So I think that's about it. Thank you so much, whoever is watching, and I appreciate you. Check out the video for sure if you haven't already, and check out my other videos if you have time. And I'll see you on the next stream. Till then, adios.